What did the shadow work teach me? I did some introspection last week, and I told you that I would tell you what I learned. And the biggest thing is that when it's happening, you don't know it's happening. It's not like a big neon sign that says, go this way, you're going towards this. It's more of it starts to unfold and our ego starts to resist. But if you're aware and you're conscious, you recognize like, oh, like, why is this coming up? And then you get curious. The more you get curious, the more introspection happens, the more shadow work that happens, right? And what happened for me is I was actively trying to clear some thoughts and feelings I had about business and how to move about my life and what are the best choices for me right now. And when I did that, what came up was the fear of success. And that's a weird thing to say. How can you be afraid of success? Because when you've been told your whole life that you're not good enough, or you've been shown your whole life that you're not good enough, it's really easy to be afraid of what you don't know, because you think you haven't been successful at all. And it forces you to like, full stop, I am successful. Well, what does success mean? Then you define success, and then you can move forward, because you're like, okay, now I know what success is. What in my life have I accomplished that fits that definition? So it needed a full stop moment. I needed to just clear my energy field and be like, okay, what do I really think about this? What am I really seeing? How do I really know that this is true for me? And right, our brain is always looking for evidence, and to allow ourselves to feel that evidence. But if you're not looking for the evidence of the thing that you want, that means you're looking for the evidence of the thing that's not real, right? Or the thing that you want, but you're finding reasons why you're not good enough, why you're not going to be successful, why you're finding those reasons. You want the opposite, so you need to start finding evidence of the opposite. So where am I going with this? I'm out of breath because I'm walking, clearly. Once there was snow and now it has melted. What's happened is that same applicability of this is my experience, this is what has been taught to me, this is what I actually believe. Oh, I need to shed this stuff that doesn't belong to me. That's not what I believe. I don't believe in any of that. That's not who I am. That's not what I believe in. You have to shed that. You have to unlearn that stuff. And the way to do that is to be brutally honest with yourself. I thought this about me, this about me, this about me. And as it starts to come up, it's going to feel gross. It's going to make you want to throw up. It's going to give you a stomach ache because you're like, oh, I thought that about myself. What? Yeah. That's shadow work, because you realize like, oh, I thought that about myself. Really? There's no way. So then you go through it again and you're like, okay, well, that's not true because of this, and that's not true because of this. And then you come up with evidence about why those things are actually not true at all. And then the way to transform all of that stuff, the way to transmute and transform and alchemize the stuff that you face about yourself is to say, okay, I used to think that success meant that I would attach to an ego and I would be better than others. And I don't believe in that. That was someone else's belief that they put on me, and I held on to that subconsciously. Think of this like cleaning out the fridge. Every once in a while, you need to purge the stuff that's expired. You need to look at the moldy stuff. You need to refresh some of the condiments that have been in there for 3 years, like past their expiration date. You got to clear the fridge so that new beliefs and new experiences can come in. All right, so I'm afraid of success. I'm afraid of this because of that. Well, that's not true. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not going to have this big ego. So what is true? Success does not mean this, so success means this. You have to replace it with something positive. Success means that I have stuck to my core values and I have shown up for people in the way that I want to show up. Full stop. Change the belief that was holding you back. Change the narrative that you were perpetuating on your own, right? Like, I think I'm a bit lost on this trail. I'm going to turn around. Change the belief that you held about yourself, but you have to do that. You can't expect anybody else to do that. Look at this sunset. Y'all, thank you. Thank you, higher power, for that beautiful sunset. I'm gonna let you all enjoy this. This is an Oregon sunset. That is gorgeous. That came out of nowhere. I'm gonna enjoy that for a minute. I'm just gonna stand here and enjoy that for a minute. You have to do that work and you have to give it space. You can't unlearn things on the go. You can't unlearn things that are so deeply ingrained if you're like, okay, yeah, but I gotta get back to work. Okay, yeah, but I have these things to do. Okay, yeah, but I have to post content. No, you gotta give it the space it needs. You have to give it room to breathe. You have to give it the opportunity to settle into the subconscious so that if something comes back up to challenge you, I anticipate something in the next week or two to challenge me on whether or not I believe I'm worthy of success, because that was the thing I just changed. So now it's like, okay, we're going to solidify this. We're going to gift you an opportunity to prove to yourself, from yourself, that you do believe this now, forever. That is your belief. You unlearn the old one. Here is the new one. Here's an opportunity to prove you believe the new thing. And that is the process of introspection. That is the process of shadow work. That is how we heal ourselves, is this unlearning. It just keeps getting better, y'all. Look at it. I'm gonna give you a moment. Enjoy the view. There's actually more pink here than orange, but I think the camera's just picking that up. I'm just gonna stand here and enjoy this view while I'm talking to all of you. So you have to give yourself this opportunity when it comes up. And here's the best part. If you stayed this long, here is the best news. Are you ready? The best news is that when you are willing to sit and do that work, you are swiftly rewarded. So if this is coming up for you, it is challenging you, because that is going to be the thing that changes next. So if you're willing to sit with yourself and face the ugly thoughts you have about yourself, and you're willing to do the unlearning and change those beliefs, almost immediately, that's the thing that shifts next. So you can almost get excited that you're having to like clear out the fridge, because that now means you're about to get something big in a really positive way, whatever that looks like. And don't get attached to what that thing is, or don't get so laser focused it has to be this, because now you're not letting the magic of the universe to play out. You actually have to acknowledge that you're doing this work, you're unlearning this stuff, and that something new is coming in for you, but just be open to receive whatever it is, because honestly, it's going to be even better than you could have imagined. It's going to be something so much bigger, so much more powerful, so much more money, the better job, like way more than you could have ever possibly thought in your mind, like, oh, it's this. No. Let that go. It can be anything. I welcome it in. Whatever it is you have for me, bring it to me. Look at these clouds. Now it's playing. It's playing in the sky. So understand that when you do this kind of work, when we talk about shadow work, I'm going to move. My body wants to move. When we talk about shadow work is simply giving space for your subconscious mind to tell your conscious mind, clear out the fridge. Clear it out. We got something for you. God wants to deliver it. Clear it out, because it's going to be big and you're going to need the space in the fridge, right? So understand that that's a totally individual process. What that looks for each individual is different. How long that process takes, it's different for everybody. Me, it takes a little bit less time because I've been doing this for so long. I've been doing this work for so long that it's almost becoming second nature. But that doesn't mean, and just because I'm a psychic, doesn't mean that I'm a pro or I can see it coming. Oftentimes I have to ask I'm gonna walk this way so you can see the sunset behind me. Sometimes I have to ask the people around me to mimic or mirror back to me what they're seeing, because I might not be able to see it. I might not be able to see the lesson. right? So I might have my own gifts, but sometimes that's a disadvantage because I can't see the lesson that's in front of me. So if I ask the people around me, they're like, hey, it looks like you're working on this and this. And you're like, oh, I am. Thank you, God. Now I have an opportunity to get rid of that. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. This was what kind of came to me. This is how I process things. And now I feel so much lighter. I feel so much more aware of myself and how I can function best moving forward. Well, now I just have to stop here. Now I just have to see how I can function so much better and show up better in my relationships, show up better as a parent, show up better in my business and for my clients. Does that make sense? So utilize this as a way to transform it, alchemize it, and use it so that you're leaving positive energy behind you because you're letting the old stuff go and you're allowing the new stuff in. Okay? I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.